What's up everyone, Super Auto Gaming here, and today I buy every lobster. Ooh boy, I know y'all been waiting for this one. Me too, me too. So for the rules for this are that I must buy every lobster that I see, and if I can't buy it, then I must freeze it. If I, okay now, if I win the game, like say if I see a lobster and I win the game on the next turn after it's frozen in the shop, that I still won. Like it still counts, so... not to say that that happens in this, but just in case if it did. Okay, moving on. And every lobster that we buy, we have to keep. So every time we buy a lobster, we have to keep it on the team, which is really unfortunate for this. Kind of like the snail one. At a point, it kind of just does nothing because you can't buy any more units. So it really should change its effect to like if you buy a unit, then and you put it onto one that's like you combine it, then it should just give it +2/+2. I think that way Lobster could actually be useful because if your team is full, you can't. Its ability won't work anymore. It has to be summoned. So that's the big problem. But yeah, I think I explained everything or said all the rules. I don't know, man. I'm a little out of it. But we get a good old-fashioned back to start here. You love the back to. I honestly do back to sometimes if the challenge is like really difficult, and you would think back to would make it harder, but it really doesn't. If you get a good enough back to start, then like you're solid for the rest of the game. And we get two really good units, Hatching Chick and Swan. Getting a can there is very good as well. But yeah, so getting these units like that big at a 924 and an 819 on turn 7 is really good. So we are on our final life, but we're going to buy one of them, and then next turn we'll buy the Hatching Chick. So these two units will help me like be able to stabilize for the next few turns while I look for actual units that will help me scale. Because a Hatching Chick only gives temporary buffs. I mean, if we could get a level 2 Hatching Chick quickly, then that would be solid. Also, running Bacta is kind of scary, because if I do find a lobster before I'm ready to like stabilize, then it kind of like fucks with my whole system. Also, I can't freeze the lobster like if I have gold, so then the Bacta doesn't work with it. I just have to buy it straight up. So it doesn't always work. But yeah, we're gonna get the Hatching Chick in here. And I think what we want is we need a scaler now, and we need Lobster. Unless I count Lobster as a scaler, but he really isn't. So T-Rex would do, Poodle would do, Tropical Fish will not do. And then we can get Dromedary out of there. I'm surprised, honestly, that it worked so well. You normally need 2 or 3 dromedaries for it to work out because your attack is normally way too low. But just one did it for us with only a level 2 beetle as well. So that was really good. And now I'm counting, seeing what tiers I have of each. And the only copy that I have is dromedary, but we're gonna get rid of him, so it doesn't really matter. We can put him up to the front, and then Poodle will not buff him. It'll just buff our 4 units that we want to keep. So this will probably be our main setup. Poodle, Hatching Chick, Swan, and Beetle. And then when we find Lobster, we can throw them in there. But yeah. And it's a bit spooky being on 1 life and only 4 wins. But there we go. We finally find our first Lobster. We give him a little bit extra health to help him out. And in this game, every single point of HP and attack mattered. Like, it's insane how close some of these games are. That's the problem when you have to play Lobster, is it literally does nothing. I think I don't even activate its ability once in this entire game, which is really funny. But yeah, every single point matters, and you'll see it in some of these games. I'll be sure to point them out, and so you can really make sure. We find a melon here. That's beautiful. We need to get equipment very, very quickly. And also sometimes I get spooked because I'll be like, oh my goodness, we're losing. But our biggest unit is actually the hatching chick. Hatching chick and beetle are our biggest units. And normally a hatching chick is only a 1-1. So by the time it gets to the end and you're like, oh shit, dude, it's just up to my hatching chick. Oh, well, my hatching chick's a 1330. So that'll be good. We could have got T-Rex in there too, but I'm too afraid at this point. It's too small compared to my beetle. And I don't think I can do it. Oh my goodness, look at this guy. 3 bison. He gets a fucking gorilla too. Hatching chick is too big though. Even with a 1-1 that would have been fine. But yeah, oh goodness, another lobster. We're gonna have to find some chocolates here too soon, I think. But overall, this build isn't awful. It's pretty bad, but it's not awful. You get the extra gold from Swan, which is really good. Poodle buffs everything. The only thing that's really bad is for sure Lobster. I hope they do something about him and they don't just forget because the new expansion is coming. So they're like, oh, he's fine. He'll be there. Don't worry. Like, no, please do something. My brother, he's in need. Maybe even, no, because you definitely don't want him to buff himself when you purchase him. Yeah, I think just with a friend bot would do. And we definitely, yeah, we want a chocolate poodle here. We need more scaling. I think we could probably find 3 more lobsters in 3 turns. That sounds doable. Or at least like a couple chocolate. Come on, man. Look at this. Okay, here we go. This double penguin guy. Every single point matters. It's crazy. Double ones on that. 1 for the swan and 1 for the lobster. It's so crazy. Yeah, and at this point I'm like, I gotta buy pizza, man. I gotta buy everything. I don't think I buy sushi though. No, we need lobster. That's the problem. We have to like prioritize lobster over stats, which is really, really bad. We do get the chocolate there though. So next turn, we just need a chocolate and 1 lobster and we're golden. Or we could tie once, perhaps. But yes, I've been waiting. It is very difficult to win with a level 3 lobster, much less having to buy them all whenever you see them. Oh, I'm glad that we could get this out of the way. Yeah, I had a couple games with an insane amount of lobsters too. There we go. We finally get the level 3 lobster, buy that pizza, and here we go. Every stat point matters, I'm telling you. But with that, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. And you know what? Have a wonderful day.